Okay, guys, it's Harvey again from All Parts Pool and Spa. You know, I constantly say, read and understand your manual on your heaters, wherever. I don't care if it's a TV, and read it cover from cover. Do not skip any pages. Well, guess what? I realized I broke my own rule. So we're all human, okay? I want to show you this little mistake I made. A little mistake that, in essence, could cause death. It's a serious thing. I did skip other page, on chapters. So if you're out in the field, you can look up a chapter. I did miss that page. I should have showed it to you, so I am wrong. Again, we're human. We make mistakes. That's why I say that um, read it word for word and do not take anybody's, even my advice. You go through the manual. All right, this is where I have a big pet peeve. This little page means a lot. I can't stress enough. You are dealing with gas and electric, things that can cause bodily harm very quickly. All right, electrical shocks, death, explosion. Everybody laughs at this page. It is nothing to laugh about. All right, if you are working on your heater, you work on there and know the risks. If your body is shaking because you don't want to work on it, your body is telling you, get the heck away from here and call someone that knows something. All right, here we go. All work should be done and attempt repairs by a qualified technician. Biggie. Major. It should all repairs be done by a qualified Hayward person, okay? Not somebody that has a little pickup truck with a bucket of parts and yeah, I can fix it, okay? All right, very, very big. Replace damaged wiring. Mice, rats, chafed, whatever. I don't care if you say, well, Harvey, I have a nick in my neutral. If it's damaged, you shut down the heater, you shut down whatever you need to, call a licensed electrician if you have to, and repair it. And this is my biggest pet peeve ever. These are for people, well, I've been a licensed electrician for 40 years, and nowhere in the manual says on the code book I have to bond this heater. If the company, which now is Hayward, we're going through Hayward, wants this and it supersedes and passes the code, supersedes far enough where your local code says, well, it's not in the code book, you don't need it. If it's in this manual, you'll have to do it. Article 80, Department of Insurance, what is it? Article 87, Chapter 2, I believe. I'm sure if I'm wrong, have somebody tell me on Department of Insurance if that's the correct article. I believe it is. I have to look it up. It's been many, many years. Where this Department of Insurance is over everybody. I don't care if it's your local department inspector that wears a badge and a gun. All right? Department of Insurance is over everybody. You have a complaint against your local inspector and you think it should be in this way, you get the copy of what he says is wrong, and you go to the code book and say, well, I think it's Article 8, Chapter 6 in the electrical book, 1.6.4, I'm going against, you fax it to Department of Insurance, and they'll either say you're correct or you're wrong. But if you fax it to Department of Insurance, you better have a license on that job, and you better have pull the permit. This is my biggest pet peeve. Ensure heater is properly grounded and bonded. Grounding and bonding are two separate entities. All right? Two separate things. All pool equipment should be grounded and bonded, not going from ground, and I've seen it lots before. Well, it needs to be bonded, so I took a jumper wire from ground to the bond log, it gets bonded. Guess what? You're wrong. All right? You're simply wrong. We are going to start making these little mistakes because we don't care. We don't want to spend the $30, $40. And there are people beyond us going to make every pool a commercial application. Every pool that gets installed is going to be commercialized because of people not caring. This is my opinion, and personally my opinion, I hope they change every pool as a commercial standard. As not as far as, say if you're a rental home, you have to have it chemically checked every day, even though I agree with that, but prices of doing pools would be outrageous then. But as far as safety, getting it inspected and everything, definitely. And you go say, well, Harvey, so it's commercial, so it gets inspected. Guess what? It's got to be inspected every year. The other thing is, you can't even cut a PVC pipe without having a plumbing license and having it inspected, pulling a permit. So for people that think that I am going off the wall, bookmark this, give this page to your children, and you're going to say, gee, 5 years ago, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, this crazy lunatic was right. We should have done this. If we only knew, we wouldn't have this disaster. Well, we do know, guys. We're just leaving it alone, forgetting it, hoping it goes away, just like Toyota. Hope it goes away. All right? I can always stress my opinion. But this page, very, very important. Read it and understand it. And ensure it's properly grounded and bonded. This is the biggest pet peeve when I was out in the field, was my biggest pet peeve in the world, that it was bonded. Also, make sure you know where your disconnects are. Your disconnects work. Your gas valves are within a reachable distance. I would say no more than 3 feet of the heater. Again, that's my opinion. You want to follow codes. If code says 18 inches away, you do 18 inches away. You don't say, well, Harvey said 3 feet away, I did it 3 feet. No. Read and understand your local codes. Supersede your codes. If your code says you don't need a disconnect, guess what? You need a disconnect. And I can't drill it in enough. You must know, if you have a pool heater, everybody, your wife, your children, everybody should know where the disconnects are, your gas shutoff valves, your gas tank. I can't stress it enough. Teach them how to turn it off. Don't have to teach them how to turn it on. Teach them how to turn it off. Be the best thing you do in life. Again, guys, I know I'm a little excited, but I'm all about safety. This page, page 1, you know that I'm doing on part 6. So, like I said, for you guys that think I'm a genius, guess what? I make mistakes, but I laugh about it. I have a theory. If we learn from our mistakes, we make ourselves a better person. Take care, guys. Again, this is my opinion only. Get a copy of this onion manual from Hayward. Go on the internet and follow it and read it and go page by page. All right, guys, take care. And we're going to have a good summer. Don't forget about pool and spa talk. It's coming.